The world's largest democracy is gearing up for its grand celebration of electoral democracy. These Lok Sabha elections are no ordinary event. This needs a mammoth organizational skill, spanning 543 Lok Sabha constituency. And this year in 2024, it's set for 7 phases. So let's talk numbers. 96.8 crore voters registered to cast their ballot. 45 days from the 19th of April to technically the 4th of June, because that's when the announcement of the results will come. And the Election Commission of India, every time, which is 5 years, overcomes every obstacle or difficulty to ensure that every Indian citizen has the right to vote that is upheld. And we're talking about a country of over 1 billion people here. So imagine the effort that must look effortless. Scaling mountains, navigating jungles, crossing rivers, but ensuring a peaceful, proper arrangements for one and all. Now, the cities have an established system. There are secured ballots in branded vehicles. But sometimes, beyond these cities, even elephants, buffaloes, and horses have been tasked to transport the voting machines in isolated areas where a car cannot go, to ensure that nobody misses out just because they are a distance away. I would say India's election game is a successful logistical marvel that the world needs to look at. So let me share some examples with you to help you understand what I'm talking about. There is a place in Himachal Pradesh's Lahore and Spiti. It's the Tashigang village. It boasts as the world's highest polling station. It's situated at an astounding altitude of 15,256 feet above sea level. Himachal Pradesh hosts about 65 polling stations which are nestled between 10,000 and 12,000 feet in altitude. And that's above sea level, of course. And additional 20 stations soaring above 12,000 feet from the sea level. Since 2007, there's a unique polling station that has been established in Banej. It's nestled deep within the Gir Forest in Gujarat. The forests are known for the majestic Asiatic lions. This is to cater to one solitary voter, Mahant Haridas Ji Udasin. As a priest at a Shiva temple in the vicinity, he holds the privilege of this solitary vote. And for that, there is a full team that goes through these jungles to reach to him, where he can safely and in a secure manner cast his vote. Similar polling stations in Gujarat have also been established for the Siddhis. They are known to be the descendants of East Africans who arrived in India between 14th and 17th centuries and are based in the Talala area of the Gir Somnath district. Official data indicates that there are now over 3,500 eligible voters of this community, and the arrangements are made for them. So at this time, when you're preparing to cast your vote, spare a thought for that dedicated team of election officials who are embarking on a challenging journey, covering nearly 40 kilometers at least by foot, for example, through either this solitary vote and of that of a Mahant or of the Siddhi community through these rugged trains that they march. So taking you from Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh now to Arunachal Pradesh in the northeastern belt. Close to the border with China, there stands an isolated area, Malugam village. There resides one Sokela Tang, a 44-year-old resident, who stands as the community's solitary voter, and a designated team always reaching his door. In the Kamsing village, which is located in Meghalaya's West Jayantia Hills, there has to be a polling station right next to one river. Officials have to reach there wearing life jackets. Sometimes they're escorted by divers for safety measures to reach that voter. EC officials have said, and I quote some of them here, that the village, which survives on betel nut farming and solar electricity, has the farthest and non-motorable polling station of Meghalaya. That's 69 kilometers from the district headquarters in Jovai, and it's approachable only by small country-made boats. So an hour-long cruise to reach the village along this Indo-Bangladesh border. This polling station may have about 35 voters only, but the polling personnel must wear their life jacket, go through the river and set up a polling station there. I'm told the administration officials, security personnel must go to these lengths to ensure a fair, inclusive and peaceful election for one and all. In 2019, in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Election Commission teams with security personnel had to venture through crocodile-infested swamps, I'm told, to reach just about 9 voters. But talk about taking risks on the job to ensure every Indian gets that chance. Conflict areas are usually the most difficult, but polling stations have to be established even in Naxal-dominated areas known for some bloody incidents in the past few decades. For example, Bastar in the state of Chhattisgarh, it is one constituency even though much has changed in the area. But in 2019 Lok Sabha elections, Maoists did attempt to hamper the polls, but still nearly 57% people turned out to vote. But if there's one state that continues to be mired in ethnic tensions and violence even now, that is the northeastern state of Manipur. In the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, 94 special polling stations will cater to internally displaced individuals from Manipur that have continued to witness and suffer from these tensions. But it is to ensure that the democratic process must not be halted and voting must be given to these individuals. So the voters will have strategically positioned polling stations which could be within or nearby relief camps, and at least 50,000 displaced people could get a chance to exercise their franchise and choose their leaders. If all of this was not enough, for the very first time in the history of Indian elections, people are now allowed to vote from home. Yes, you heard it right, vote from home, your home. But that's conditional. Senior citizens and people with disabilities who cannot possibly physically walk to the ballot station will be granted that opportunity. And this has already started. In Gautam Budh Nagar's Noida, 355 voters directly voted from their home through the postal ballot. So there was a strict security cordon, there were election officials, a system was put in place, literally a station for voting inside their house. And that including the electronically transmitted postal ballot system. This is a good gesture because according to the data, there are about 81 lakh voters above the age of 85 years and 90 lakh voters who are persons with disabilities. Apart from all of this, remember, it takes a lot of strength to ensure that safety and security of the voters and the elections are taken care of. So the Election Commission is expected to deploy 3.4 lakh Central Armed Police Forces, the CAPFs. These personnel, along with state police personnel, will be deployed in different areas. For example, about 92,000 personnel of CAPFs are likely to be deployed for politically volatile West Bengal. About 63,500 personnel for Jammu and Kashmir. But the situation may be improving compared to previous years, but there is still a lot of volatility and tensions. 36,000 personnel for Naxal-affected Chhattisgarh. And of course, there's already a heavy deployment in Manipur. And for their smooth, hassle-free movement, the vast network of railways will have to ensure that they make appropriate facilities and arrangements to ensure that it's a smooth movement for our soldiers who have to crisscross the states across India to ensure you and your family get to vote in peace. So a lot has changed in India's elections, from the postal ballot for the public to the electronic voting machines now. But if there's one characteristic that remains, it is to inspire and encourage every Indian voter to have the opportunity to decide your leader, form your government. The determination that needs an extensive system, where every official is undertaking a huge responsibility on their shoulder to keep India's democracy thriving. And when our officials are taking so much effort, I hope you are also taking that one small step to walk toward your polling station, cast your vote on the ballot, because that stamp will decide your future, the future of your country, the future of your children. Thank you for watching.